This is Dharavi, India's largest slum and home to more than 1 million people. An average day here sees small-scale businesses produce several goods, including embroidered garments, leather items, and pottery. It's a thriving economic hub that generates an annual turnover of more than $650 million. Now, there are plans to build shopping complexes, hospitals, and schools in Dharavi.
This is a lot of mixture between private sector and informal sector. You can go to India and find a hotel right next to the informal sector.
Subs Munsami studied Dharavi and found the fluid relationship between Indian officials, the country's private sector, and residents is the key to the slum's redevelopment. Tiny manufacturing plants have been set up in Dharavi, employing many community members and providing self-reliance. Munsami is convinced the model could work here too. South Africa and India both face similar socio-economic challenges.
In South Africa, there's an incredible amount of money that a parent spends or parents spend on school uniforms. I mean, why can't we make it something more functional and actually get local people to manufacture that? And imagine if communities could do that for their own schools.
The provision of housing is a constant headache for South African officials, but perhaps India's use of high-density buildings, which provide housing for up to 18,000 people per acre in Dharavi, is the answer.
There are a number of unused buildings, buildings that are dilapidated. We can go through a legal process as declaring them as dilapidated buildings, working with landlords if they're available, take these buildings and convert them into accommodation that meets both lower and middle income accommodation, and having the private sector involved.
Researchers are planning to get big business and government to work with the residents of Durban's poverty-stricken Welbeduct area next year. They believe they've provided workable solutions for officials to aggressively address the country's housing crisis. Judith Subban, Durban.
Know more about your world.
enca.com